Matt, South Africa have picked their team, an unchanged 23. Doesn't happen too much in international rugby. I see you hit the headlines again, Matt, but it's quite a nice luxury for Rassie to be able to go unchanged, and they'll be hoping for more again on Saturday.
Yes, Stuart, I admire the way Rassie puts his team out nice and early in the week. It was interesting. I don't follow any of that stuff. I try not to listen to what other people say, so I don't get influenced. And I honestly don't read much of what other people write either, so I can just get my own thoughts. But I didn't have to because everyone told me.
Must be nice, Matt. You don't read the stuff, but they listen to you. Good way of being, is it, Matt?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's good. I was out for a walk down the park. Actually, I don't have to worry about that crap anymore. That's someone else's problem. But yeah, look, mate, that is what it is. And look, again, like a lot of people, South African people upset. And if they had to listen to what I said, I don't blame Rassie at all. The coach does what he has to do to win the game. If he wants to pick a 7-1 or a 6-2, I've got no problems with Rassie. I admire Rassie's intellect. I said on the show last week how much I admire his rugby intellect. It's World Rugby that has to change it. The coach's job is to win next Saturday within the law of the game. Now, I don't agree with that law. It's not that I'm criticising Rassie or South Africa. I am criticising World Rugby for not changing it, and I won't stop from that. And I'm happy to have that conversation with anyone. I'm happy to talk about it. But to think that I'm having a go at Rassie is wrong. I believe it's unsafe, and I don't want to go into the whole thing again now. But I will write about it again in the Irish Times this weekend because I deeply believe that this is not good for the game because it discriminates against backs. So if you look at South Africa, the really interesting one about South Africa with this, Tony Brown, who's the new assistant coach at South Africa, and this is another point on Alan's talk about what will happen this week. South Africa will be better. They bedded in a whole new group of assistant coaches, and the way the structure of modern rugby or current rugby is the assistant coaches are the technical side. Your defence coach, your line-out coach, your scrum coach, your attack coach, and they have a kicking coach quite often, sometimes skills coach. So South Africa had a whole new staff. So they played like the way they did with the new staff, playing in a different way. Tony Brown is their attack coach. I coached against Tony when he was at Otago many years ago. I've watched him as a player and coach. He is an attack-minded player and an attack-minded coach. And I was really delighted to see the way South Africa played with the ball in hand because I believe the South African side can play really good attack rugby, which is not good for the rest of the world. It's not good for us if they add that to their physicality. But I think it's good for the game because to have your world champions playing a really great brand of rugby, I think is super important. And they played really well and differently. They were expansive. They were more. It wasn't just the kick over the top or the kick across field from Andre Pollard that we know is effective. But my God, it's awful rugby to watch. They played really attractive rugby, and they will do that again this week. They will be better this week. Jerry Flannery will learn from his first role as a line-out coach, where Ireland, even though Ireland turned over 3 line-outs, I thought South Africa gave them uncontested ball at the front far too easily. I don't believe that will happen this week. So if you look at those things, South Africa will be better. There is no doubt about that. What concerns me is the fatigue I saw in this Irish side. And their courage and their commitment is unquestionable. And we've learned at our peril to write them off, to say, they won't do this. When they went to Marseille last year, first game of the Six Nations, everyone said, the French internationals I spoke to on the sideline, everyone, this is going to be a close game, one try in it. At Marseille in the Velodrome, that iconic stadium, they come out and win 5-1. So we have to be very careful not to write them up. But their body language, their effort, they looked like tired workers there last Saturday. Now, I know at altitude that can have that effect on you because there's less oxygen in the air, but I am concerned that with the injuries and the breakthrough players, so you got Calvin Nash, McCarthy, and Jack Crowley. They've had a really big breakthrough season, all 3 of them, and they that looked tired. I thought Jack in particular was finding it difficult, as Quinny said, to get the shape going. I thought he was a little flat at times. Look, it's easy for me on the cheap seats. Jack's still learning. But at the end of an exceptionally long year, I am concerned about Saturday when you weigh that up against the improvement of an unchanged Springbok side. I think it again looks pretty tough for Ireland.